Hey, Divine Beauties. I thought I would just quickly come in here. Let me just share to my group. Oh, here we are, back again. Okay. It is very early here in Australia. It's about 6 a.m. I'm about to go and meet my divine friend and one of my managers who's on my team. I don't know what the right title is for her. Hey, Elena, general manager, partner, diva in Ascension business. Hey, gorgeous. So I was lying here thinking about, how I've lived my life and what I've created over the last 4 years. Hey, Louisa. I'm launching a book later this year on 11/11/20, and I've been going through all the content. It's called Million Dollar Diva Secrets, and it's all about the 8 sacred money codes that I've used to really activate my energy. Hey, everyone. Hey, Louisa, Sergio, and how it really transformed my mess into my message, into millions, into service, into divine, sacred, holy ascension. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was also thinking about a beautiful quote that I heard. I don't know who wrote it. Some guy, I think from like 50, 60, 70 years ago. I'll find the reference of who wrote this quote. But it's something like, which I just love, by the way, so that's why I'm sharing it. It's something about really mediocrity being self-inflicted and genius being self-bestowed. And I think one of the, laws of real divine sacred ascension is, it sounds so basic, but it's really pivotal, and it's about making that sacred choice that no matter what has happened to you, you can choose to be a victim or a vixen, or take that mess and make it into your message, or take the trauma and make it into the transformation that you share with others. The second part of this was really then going back into alignment. How do we get really aligned? How do we manifest? How do we create? And I think one of the biggest things that I've been able to really do in my life is to, hey, Elena, is to ensure that I clear what I call the junk in your trunk. Really be conscious about continuing to release what isn't serving me, what's harmful to that which I desire. So having a really strong desire is really important, but then also making sure that you don't sabotage yourself along the way, and being really conscious about making sure that you get the support that you need to clear and to liberate yourself from those unseen, chains that bind us, that keep us in patterns of behaviors that don't bring forward that which we desire. Sorry, my dogs are barking. So I'm just going to leave you with that today. It's really important to make sure that you're a vibrational match to that which you seek. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get what it is, obviously, that you want, right? So I'm going to let you sit with that today. I really want you to think about what is it that you desire, and in order to be in alignment, your beliefs have to be in congruence with that you desire. So what are like 2 or 3 beliefs that you want to begin to, hey, Donna Marie, that you want to begin to release? Because I think if there was something that I wish I'd known years ago, that would be that if there is just one core, if you just make one core shift, it sort of sets this beautiful, sacred, divine avalanche of many. Thanks for all the love, Donna Marie. Many shifts. So one thing leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. I think holding back from doing this work is incredibly harmful. Hey, these are my 2 dogs. This is Oreo, and this is Char. Oh, do you see Charlie? Charlie, you want to say hi? Charlie, you going to say hi? No. Hi, Oreo. Oreo is saying hi to me. So, it's just like creates this beautiful, divine, sacred healing, just making that one conscious shift. So, when I was really ascending deeply and rapidly, number one, I had to make the desire that I wanted, like really command that I wanted that, really making this sacred divine commitment that I was going to do whatever it took to release my stories, to release the pain, in order to really do what I love to do. I worked in corporate years ago. I hated it. Hey, Kelly. So I needed to make this sacred divine shift that I was going to learn and master what I needed to master in order to have a booming, divine, sacred, juicy as all F business. Oh, by the way, I just launched a quiz too that I forgot to put up. So it's BBB, Beautiful Booming Business. So BBB quiz, QUIZ.com. It's free. It's a new beautiful quiz, so you can take that and get some juiciness and prayers and activations there for free as well. So absolutely do the bbbquiz.com. But, making that real decision that I was going to figure it out. I had a clothing also line in New York City. I lost that due to fraud. I came home and I had to pretty much start everything off from scratch. I was sort of an up-and-coming person 4 years ago. I was figuring it out. And thankfully, I ended up figuring it out pretty quickly after about a year or so of struggling and underselling my services. And I was done with that. And I decided, you know what? Thank you for sharing that, Donna Marie, bbbquiz.com. Thanks for helping me. I decided that I was worth more, that the women I serve are worth more. And I started packaging up my services, and I launched my very first mastermind, and I sold my first 20 spots, and I got out of that kind of overcompensation, kind of self-abusive way of running my business. And of course, I've grown and expanded over those 4 years and learned a lot along the way, and continued to release other harmful, damaging behaviors around, I'm known to be quite generous and I love to give, but I've had to learn to not give at the expense of my own self, which I think a lot of women have to learn. We've been conditioned, we've been fed a myth around what it is to serve, what it is to be kind, what it is to be nice, what it is to lead. Hey, Amanda. Hey, gorgeous. So that's been a journey. So, I talk a lot about working from the overflow. You can be incredibly generous, you can honor your word, but you really want to make sure that those old kind of wounds around what it is to be. I think we're not really encouraged to be powerful women. We're not really encouraged to deeply, deeply lead from this place of overflow. It's almost like the message is to expend ourselves, to kind of sacrifice still, right? And I've definitely had that within my vibration. It's taken me years to really deeply, deeply release that. This week I've turned down people for work. I've turned down people who've come to work with us privately. I've released people. I've given people money back if I don't feel that the energy, I can choose who I work with now privately. I've got many groups and services and amazing women that are coming in. I now have a multi-million-dollar business, and I have hundreds of live active students at one time. And I get to really choose, and I get to ensure that I'm really deeply honoring of myself and also my team of who we want to work with. We had these beautiful women from Bali turn up to a meeting with one of my girls in a fucking cafe. And I almost just wanted to, I popped my head in to say hi. And I was sort of like the connection was terrible with the internet, and they're there in this noisiness. And I'm like, it was like, I have to get off this call. And then I wrote to them later and I said, I just don't think, with the connection that it's a viable situation for either of us. So I think I'm just going to release this now. And later on, once you've gotten to know me more on my work, because it was a referral from someone who sort of knows me, don't know me that well, come and get to know me a bit better. But, I would absolutely highly recommend that you come to a meeting in a sacred, quiet spot where you can actually process, because right now we can't work with you at this stage of the game. It doesn't feel right. And that's where I'm really at in my work. So, we're doing incredible work. I've got an incredible team around me. I feel so blessed. The business is bigger, but the structure is behind it, where I've got this incredible divine support. So I wanted to share that because I really truly believe if you set your business up from the ground properly and you get that junk in your trunk cleared out, and you learn not only the strategic structure of building a beautiful booming business that gives back to humanity, but that also gives back to yourself. So it's also the energetic structures. You can't, it's, if you look at your business like a code of light, you can't have like, these dank dark bits. Like, they have to be, or you will probably have them, but they have to be seen and be brought up to be deeply transformed and released. You can't put your head under the sound and expect for rapid divine transformation. It's the same with building a business. It's the same. It's all one real energy, the personal transformation of your own self and your business transformation, because the business, especially as a light worker or a leader, a visionary leader, a heart, soul, empathic person, is one. It's like an energy field of oneness, really, between you and your business. The business is you and your vibration, partly, really. I think when it sort of becomes so big, and you've got other people within the business as well, like really holding space, then you have to be really mindful of who you're hiring and who's serving and who's supporting you, because they're bringing their energy into the business. So anyway, I better go and meet my friend. We're going hiking. I'm taking the dogs. Hey, Akasha, miss ya. Hi, Bridget. I love you. I miss you too. You're so beautiful. Oh, you didn't say you miss me, but I miss you. I always think of you. I could go on and on. I don't want to be late. I've had some rapid transformation, some deep, deep womb healing work that I've done recently, where I'm always working on my own self, always, always, always. And it will be a continual journey, and I will never stop, because I want to keep coming lighter and lighter. They say the lighter you go, the higher you go. And I honestly believe that. And I don't mean that just financially. The financial is just a representation. I mean, if that's what you desire, you want the financial abundance, you want to serve people, but it has to be done from a place where it's so juicy and sustainable. And that's why I teach high-end. That's why I teach high-end group. That's why I also, of course, you can go into digital and down sells and all that kind of stuff. But, it just has to be juicy and yummy and easy. And I'll leave you with this. Allow it to be easy. If it was easier than you could possibly imagine it to be, what shift would you need to make in your thinking and being, in your vibration, Okay. Mwah. Like a helium balloon. Yes, I love that, Donna Marie. Blessings, everyone.